If I were king of Overwatch, aka listen to me complain about Overwatch for 3 to 4 hours. I've had these ideas for a long time, and over the course of a week, I jotted this all down. This was in December. Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard in January. Watch Over, a new game similar to Overwatch, but with these changes. Release date 2052. What this means is that if your counter argument is that's not Overwatch, it's not a valid argument. This game I'm talking about is Watch Over. I'm only using Overwatch in this paper to make it relatable and easier to explain instead of from scratch. What would you have me do? Not talk about Overwatch? Real criticism is definitely welcome. Microsoft with super duper Microsoft AI. Perhaps all my ladder changes are not really needed at all. I got a really crazy idea for the way I would want the ladder to work, but with all the new computing power from Microsoft, maybe it's better than what I'm thinking about. It's tough to fund Watch Over because no one will play it. Why did Yahoo Games fail? Like, it's tough to talk about marketing. I don't know how to sell video games. I only know what I want, right? So I loved playing Yahoo Games, chess, and all the card games, backgammon, all those unlicensed games that are 1,000 years old. Um, it failed. I thought it'd be a great place to advertise, but obviously not. So I don't know. I don't know. Overwatch is awesome. Everything that touches is garbage. I'll show you how to fix it. The game Overwatch itself is great, but no guilds, no scoreboards, no add-ons, no nothing. Like the actual game is awesome. Everything that touches it pertaining to PvP, no good. Don't see Overwatch for what it is, see for what it could be. If Bobby would just cough up some money, I wonder what Microsoft's going to do. We'll see. To whom it may concern, this is for the people who call the shots. Should we spend money on LFG? Yes or no? Should we have like a GoFundMe for heroes and maps and quality of life? Um, you know, where you can pony up money for skins or maps or heroes or whatever you want. Maybe that could be done in client. We'll see. I don't know. Just going through these ideas really quick. We'll get into the meat of the paper a little bit later. So, would someone please make my vision a reality on a SNES or N64 emulator like Star Fox 12 or 30 controllers, PC? So, the YouTube channel Plus or Minus did a Hitbox video, and CarQ's video was had more views. But if you look at this and you see what the hitboxes in Overwatch look like, I want to see that. I don't want to see the skins. Overwatch is about hitboxes and walls, not what color Tracer sneakers are. I want to see the hitboxes. I want to see the walls. I don't care if there's spray paint on the walls or anything. It doesn't mean anything to the game. So why are you even showing it to me? I wish there was a switch you could turn. If you want to see it, fine, you can see it. But I wish there was a switch you could flip, so you only see what pertains to the game actually. But um, DDoS, PvP. You tell me I'm not a computer dude. I don't know about net code and all that kind of stuff. So some of this paper is about that, but we'll get to that later. Democratize the servers, our homebrew servers to 1990. I'm not a computer dude. Like, instead of a server in Chicago and LA, can we have the servers on one of the 12 people who play the game in the match? I don't know. It's probably stupid, but I thought I'd bring it up anyway. Release the Overwatch source code in the name of transparent competition. Let people GitHub code. People will work on Overwatch for free. Just think of the admiration Blizzard would receive if they release the source code. The PvP game that releases the source code in the year 2050 will be praised and revered. Lots of praise, little revenue. So, technically, all PvP games must have the source code released. Because if you don't release the source code, then part of being the best Overwatch player is trying to find out what the source code is. For certain things, I don't know exactly, but let's not leave anything to chance, right? Release the source code. If you want to talk about revenue, don't release the source code. If you want to talk about, um, I don't want to say fair competition because anything's fair competition. If if you're talking if you're talking about Overwatch as a game, as a competitive PvP game, there's no reason not to release the source code. The only reason you don't release the source code is because you're trying to run a business. So release the source code. Okay, you see that little comment box? Please don't put graffiti on my building. Constructive criticism is definitely encouraged. Alright, disclaimer. All of these ideas do not take into consideration the following: no budget, doesn't. We're not talking about sales. I mean, I'll talk about it, but the ideas I want to implement, uh, they don't even consider how many units we're gonna sell, right? So revenue. I'll talk a little bit about how I want gambling and client. Obviously this is practically impossible, but I'm the king of Overwatch, right? So, and fixing bugs. So all these ideas I'm talking about, like Overwatch, Blizzard makes Overwatch run really smooth, and that has to be the first and foremost thing. So Overwatch runs and feels great. Good job, Blizz. Uh, OWL 15v15 unsolved. I want to play Overwatch on a Arathi Basin. 15 versus 15. Maybe 20v20, 30v30. Expensive OWL roster. All this stuff has to be considered before any of like my QO quality of life ideas are tried. But yeah, we'll get into more Arathi Basin later. These ideas center around what I would change about Overwatch if I was in Bobby's shoes and had unlimited money. Right. Many of these ideas have great reasons not to implement them, but since I don't have access to the dev team and their feedback, I'm unable to learn about their protest to my ideas. Also, let's say Blizzard implemented every single one of my ideas, I would still need to watch over the game in case any problems arose. The devs may fix my problems the wrong ways, etc. So I could be sitting in front of the developers and they say, "You are an idiot, get away from me." But I don't really know what they think about some of these ideas, so I just gotta throw them out into the ether and we'll see what happens. Um, I started playing in season 7, have been hard stuck silver, all 3 roles ever since. Almost all the time I solo queue. I had a Macintosh when Overwatch came out. So, and I got a PC during season 7. And if you did my hitbox Star Fox graphics, uh, you could do max, right? It I think it would be easier, right? Like I said, right? I'm not a computer dude, but there's 2 or 3 points in this paper that um, rely on info I'm ignorant of. Can you tie accounts to computers without Valorant kernel parasite? I would never want Valorant's anti-cheat on my motherboard. Maybe 30 years in the future or something, people won't be so skeptical of what Valorant is doing. But I don't really think we need it so much. I have better ideas for hip what is it called? Aimbot police, and stuff like this. So, like I said, I don't really know some of the things I'd like to talk about, but I figure I mentioned them. So, we'll get into more later. My aim in this project is to get the devs and upper management to consider my brilliant ideas. Some of the ideas only work if you use some of the ideas, but it's not preclusive. If even one idea from here is used, it would have been worth my time. Overwatch should have an open source code in the name of good spirit of competition, as all PvP games should. Okay, so. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Come on. All right. I played Pitfall on the Atari in 1985. It was awesome. Nintendo is better than Sega. I ran in Rock and Roll Racing from Blockbuster in 1996. I played StarCraft 2. It was awesome. But I like Age of Empires better. I played WoW uh, during MOP and WAD. But I have to have a job, so I can't play over World of Warcraft all the time. And it wasn't a PvP game, which is fine. It's an RPG, so that's okay. So I played Hearthstone, really cool. Uh, for about a month when it came out. I like Gin Rummy better than Magic the Gathering. I enjoy simulation strategy games, SimCity, Civilization, Rome Total War. Platformers and RPGs are fun too. Basically, any genre can be done well. I like playing pool and basketball. Um, so what I like about Overwatch is one thing. It's like Hearthstone. You can jump in, you play a game, and you turn it off. You know, so I hated Wolfenstein 3D when it came out in 1992, and didn't like PvP, James Bond for the Nintendo 64, or Halo for the Xbox. FPSs weren't fun back then because you'd go to your friend's house who had practiced forever, and you were a new player and you would get owned, right? Like, they have James Bond. They're really good at it. You come over for the first time, and I, I do not like first person shooters, but I'll tell you the reason I like Overwatch. We're getting into it soon. So, I only had a Macintosh when Overwatch went live, unaware of Mac's third-party software. Again, not a computer dude. I finally got a PC during Season 7. I watched all YouTube video updates, videos on Overwatch since then. I haven't missed an update video from Blame the Controller. And Overwatch Central, right? I know they changed their YouTube channel to Hit Scan, but I would pay attention to Overwatch even though I didn't have it. And then I finally got a PC. So the The reason I like Overwatch is because I like Dungeons and Dragons, asymmetrical combat. Overwatch is like Dungeons and Dragons to me. In D&D, sometimes you face a big monster. Sometimes you face a party of doppelgangers. Overwatch is a D&D encounter of facing doppelgangers. So all this is said because you issue those stupid surveys. Like, here I am. This is the guy you're like, oh, what kind of games you like? Blah blah blah. There's this is for the marketing people. I want to play Overwatch, and here's why. Okay, so love the Blizzard art style. WoW and Overwatch, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Warcraft. I never played a lot of StarCraft. I'm more of a fantasy, hi-fi, right, instead of sci-fi. And like Blizzard art style, it's great, right? The Blizzard polish, right? It's very nice. I don't play other PV games. Help me. So for the League of Legends players or any Rocket League, help me. How do they do LFG, quality of life, guilds? I'd play. I would play WoW RBGs if it was free to play. Not interested in League of Legends. I like real time strategies versus the computer. I don't like real time strategies PvP. 15v15, 15 versus 15 Arathi Basin, obviously better with uh, first person shooter than point and click. Like, wow. Like, so what I want Overwatch to be 15 versus 15 on Arathi Basin and Warsong Gulch, among other maps. But this is what I'm driving for. The game runs awesomely, and it always has in my eyes, aside from some goofy bugs that are fixed quick. I wonder what GMs and OWL players have to say about the quality hit detection of the game itself. Give me the hitbox graphics. So, I think Overwatch works great. Maybe the OWL players and the GMs and the masters, maybe they have something else to say about how the game actually runs and about the hit detection and all this stuff. I I hate playing two in a row of chess and Overwatch, and I think it contributes to making it hard to find teams with the current LFG friends list. Pool. So I'll bowl for 3 hours in a row. I'll play pool for 3 hours in a row. This is fine, but not Overwatch or not chess or other games kind of like this. Um, I play one game of Overwatch, I turn it off. I may play another game in 20 minutes, but never two in a row, right? And to gather a large friends list, I think you have to have like a 5 hour playing session. I do not want to play Overwatch for 5 hours in a row. I know a lot of streamers do, and maybe I'm the odd man out, but the quality of life and the LFG changes I'm talking about will benefit me because I don't play for 5 hours in a row. I just need to get a good list of friends who I can trust, and we'll get into it more later. But okay.